All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and loyal citizens of the human body. Welcome to the 2025 Human Body Presidential Debate. I'm your moderator, MrS.KiNg, and today we're going to debate with the integumentary system, the cardiovascular system, as well as the muscular system. I will let you know the nervous system has conceded the race and they're no longer running and viable for the president of the human body system. So now that we are down to 7 systems. Candidates, you will each answer 10 universal questions, followed by a system-specific question. This is designed to evaluate your expertise. I remind all participants to keep your responses clear, keep them factual, and respectful. Each system will have the opportunity to defend its value, challenge any question or misconception, and then demonstrate why it should be elected president of the human body. Are we understood? With that said, go pass the microphone and introduce yourself and your system, please.
I'm Isaac Cameron. I'm the president of the muscular system.
I'm Leo Estrada. I'm the vice president of the muscular system.
I'm Kaylee Delk, and I'm the vice president for the cardiovascular system. I'm Emma Raines, and I am the president for the cardiovascular system. I'm AJ Winningham, and I am the president for the integumentary system.
I'm Billy Roberts, and I'm vice president of the Integumentary.
All right, let's get started, candidates. Question number 1. This will go to the integumentary system. Integumentary system, who leads in the stress response? So if your system failed, who would lead in that stress response?
If our system were to fail, the stress response, I believe, would fall on the muscular system as they are the second item.
Thank you, integumentary. Any questions for muscular towards the integumentary, cardiovascular?
Okay, so integumentary. So since y'all are the first line of defense, y'all are very vulnerable to infection. What do y'all do to help cure the infection?
We do that through the process of excretion, which is pushing all the toxic chemicals outside of your skin, as long as the vitamin D synthesis to help promote self-healing.
Well, in the next one, I just wanted if you respond. No, you're good. Okay, muscular, same question. Who leads in the stress response if your system failed?
We're gonna say the skeletal system because they also provide structure, which is one of our main jobs.
Okay, thank you, muscular. Cardiovascular system, same question. Who leads in the stress response should your system fail? Yes.
Are we allowed to answer?
Yes.
Alright, so we would say nervous system.
Thank you, cardiovascular. Next question. This is for the muscular system. How does your system, how is it used to address the basic needs of survival, such as food, water, air, and sleep?
Well, we help with food and water by allowing your body to move, to pick up, use your jaw to chew with muscles in your jaw. We also help it travel down the esophagus with the smooth muscles. And what were the other two?
Shelter and sleep.
We allow you to move to be able to build your shelter. We allow you to get into your bed, be covered up.
The muscles are also the most adaptive system in the whole body, so sleep constantly helps us grow. So it's very beneficial to us.
Thank you, Muscular. Same question, Integumentary. How is your system used to address the basic needs of survival for the human being, meaning food, water, air, shelter, and sleep? What do you do to benefit to obtain those basic needs?
We help benefit with shelter because we also can protect from the harsher weather outside through our skin, meaning like the rain, the hail. It would go against the skin but not against the body. We also can help with sleep through vitamin D synthesis because without that you can start feeling depression, anxiety, insomnia, causing you to not be able to sleep.
Thank you, Integumentary. Same question for the cardiovascular. How is it used in that basic survival instincts, the need for food, water, air, shelter, and sleep?
So for our system, we transport air to every cell and tissue in your body. With food, which is broken down, we transport that, nutrients, and water is absorbed into the bloodstream.
Okay, thank you, cardiovascular. Muscular system. How do you optimize energy conversion and muscle fiber recruitment?
Can you repeat that one more time?
How do you optimize energy conversion? So how do you convert that ATP energy that you need and the muscle fiber recruitment? How do you know which other muscles to recruit? Because remember, muscles don't pull, they push.
Well, we create the energy.
Or sorry, they pull, not push. Yeah, how do you integrate? How do you recruit those different muscles? How do they work together?
Okay, well, like I said, the muscular system is the most adaptive system. So the more parts of your body that you use, the more muscles are going to develop and grow there. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, muscular system. Integumentary system. Should your system fail and shut down, give me the time and the order, cascading order of who shuts down after yours.
I believe the first system to shut down after us would be the endocrine system. So they're responsible for hormones as well as the push and pull of certain chemicals in the body that you get from the vitamin D synthesis. The next system that I believe would go down would be the muscular, because we also protect the muscular from outside forces or infection. Without it, they would feel immense pain, but they also, because they wouldn't have our vitamin D synthesis, would experience muscle soreness, spasms, and cramp. After that, without the muscular system or the endocrine system, I believe the nervous system would suffer. The nerves are throughout the skin, the muscles, and along the skeletal system. And then I believe the skeletal system would also struggle because they wouldn't be getting the nutrients from the sun that they need to keep their bones strong. Because you could experience bone weakening and malformation without the vitamin D getting the sun.
Thank you, integumentary system. Cardiovascular, same question. Should your system fail so it stops working and that transportation of blood, which system, let me be more specific, which system will fail first, and then which system will fail last? How many days would it take between that?
So the which one would fail last? How many days? I don't know. I know first, nervous system would fail. And saying that the brain needs that constant oxygen supply delivered from the cardiovascular system. The one that fails last. I think the one that was fairly last would be taking considering how many other systems need oxygen and nutrient supply immediately.
Thank you, cardiovascular system. This question is for you, cardiovascular. Your system claims to be essential. Prove that your importance is by describing one biological process that would immediately fail without you.
One biological process that would immediately fail without us is cellular respiration, which is the process of cells converting glucose from food and oxygen into usable energy. And without us, those cells would be starved and oxygen nutrients and waste products would build up. This forces a switch to the
Anaerobic.
respiration, which cannot be sustained.
Right, thank you, cardiovascular system. Integumentary, same question. If your system your system claims to be essential. So prove your importance by describing one biological process that would immediately fail if you were not still in operation.
Muscle growth and actual skeletal growth, because of the vitamin D that you need and the chemicals you get from the sun, are needed to promote the healthy and strong growth and correct growth.
Okay, thank you. Integumentary. Muscular, same question. Your system claims to be essential. Prove your importance by describing one biological process that would immediately fail if your system failed.
We only want one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll go with movement since it's a pretty broad one. All the systems can really use that. Without us, you won't be able to move at all. You wouldn't there's no anything pulling on your bones, anything like that. Your lungs causing you to breathe. It affects digestion, reproduction. Just movement is very important, and that would cease without us.
Okay, thank you, muscular. Muscular system. Your question is this. Describe one disease or disorder that directly relates to your system. How does this disorder reveal your system's true importance?
One disorder that directly affects us is muscular atrophy, and it essentially causes the muscles to wither away, and people who have muscular atrophy are typically bedridden and lose all forms of motor function in their body. They can't move.
Okay, thank you, muscular. Let's move to cardiovascular. Same question. Describe one disease or disorder that is directly related to your system. And how does this disorder reveal your system's true importance?
It would be coronary artery disease caused by buildup of fatty cholesterol in your arteries. Narrowing them, reducing flow to the heart is also worsening by smoking, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and genetics. CAD can cause fatigue, shortness of breath, chest pains, nausea, heart palpitations, and serious conditions in heart failure.
Thank you, cardiovascular. Integumentary, same question. Describe one disease or disorder that is directly related to your system. And how does this disorder reveal your system's true importance?
The main disease or disorder that affects our system is epidermolysis bullosa, or EP for short. It causes the skin to be extremely fragile, making you susceptible to lesions or sores, and often people with this condition die before adulthood because they gain infection into the inner parts of their body.
Thank you, Integumentary system. Muscular system. Could you please explain to the voters the difference between cardiac, smooth, and skeletal muscle?
So cardiac muscle is what it sounds. Cardiac muscle is related to the cardiovascular system, which is mainly the heart, which is a cardiac muscle. And then the smooth muscles are related to organs, like muscles within the organs, or yeah, there's like muscles within the blood vessels, which are smooth organs, and within the digestive system. And skeletal muscles are the muscles wrapped around the skeleton that help create movement. They pull on the muscle or the bones to create movement.
Thank you, muscular. Cardiovascular. In the scenario that the human has a heart attack, what is your response?
Sorry, can we get more? What do you mean, like a heart attack, like a cardiovascular?
What do you do specifically in the instance of a heart attack?
Like, we're gonna pass.
Okay. Integumentary. If elected president of the human body, what is your first policy that you would implement to improve the total body homeostasis?
First policy you would probably put in place is to have better communication through the body, specifically through protection, and what to do if that were to fail, to help keep infection outside the body and not breathing it in or letting it run rampant.
Same question, cardiovascular. If your system were to be elected president of the human body, what's the first policy that you would implement to improve total body homeostasis?
First one that we would be maintaining better blood pressure, because blood pressure, like if it gets too high, it can result in hypertension. If it gets too low, it's hypotension. It can lead to straining on the heart, jaw. And so we would just make sure to regulate your blood pressure better.
Thank you, cardiovascular. Muscular. Same question. If elected president of the human body, what's the first policy that you would implement to improve total body homeostasis?
I believe we try and build upon the muscles that are existing in the other systems, like the cardiovascular system and the respiratory system. Helping improve the muscles there would benefit for breathing in the lungs, and it would excel the rate at which blood is pumped throughout the heart.
Thank you, Muscular. At this time, I'm going to open the floor for Integumentary system, Cardiovascular, and Muscular to ask questions to each other as well as the other systems, with the exception of the nervous. So any question that you would have had for nervous, you have to omit those questions. So we'll start Muscular. Do you have a question for any system?
Okay, so I think we can all agree that cancer is very bad, right? So, integumentary system, skin cancer is the most common cancer in the world. What do you have to say about that?
Oh yeah.
Skin cancer can happen when you get too much sun. It is harder to push it out, but it is not just us that are failing on being able to push it out. It also goes on the immune system for being unable to fight that, which is connected to the red blood vessels and white blood vessels in the cardiovascular.
Any rebuttal from cardiovascular or muscular for that from integumentary? Okay. Any question integumentary to any other system? Okay.
Cardiovascular, you mentioned hypertension and hypotension. What exactly is that and how does it negatively affect us?
Hypotension is when your blood pressure is low, and that's where you lack blood flow to your body's tissues or organs. Hypertension is your blood pressure being too high, which strains your heart or puts you in a state of shock, where your system fails to deliver enough oxygen, potentially resulting in organ death.
Okay, cardiovascular, any question for any of the systems?
I think we're okay.
Okay, muscular, any questions? Okay.
This is for the integumentary system. So their two main goals are homeostasis and protection, which are both things I believe we do better than they do. As for homeostasis, would you mind explaining me how you would be able to do homeostasis without the muscular system? Because I believe the main reason y'all can do homeostasis is from shivering, which is caused by muscles beneath the skin.
We actually don't just regulate the body's homeostasis through shivering. The main reason we actually regulate it is through the vitamin D synthesis, which the muscular system is unable to do. We also create a chemical called calcitriol that also helps regulate around the body.
What do they regulate?
Calcitriol helps with absorption inside of both the intestines and reabsorption, along with parathyroid hormonal regulation and bone growth, as well as muscle control.
Thank you.
Any other question from the systems to another? Okay, integumentary.
Muscular. Without us, you would be susceptible to infection. How would you push out the infection from the body if it were to come into contact?
So for the third time now, the muscular system is the most adaptive part of the body. It's constantly growing and changing. So I believe working alongside the napkin-seated nervous system, our body would learn to callus away over the surface layer of muscles and essentially create our own better version of skin.
Calluses are part of the integumentary system as being part of the skin. So you would just be creating us again.
Thank you.
Cardiovascular. Do you have a question for any system? No. Muscular. For any of the other systems? Yeah, we have some of the presidents from the other systems if you would like to address them. We have skeletal present and reproductive.
So reproductive is present.
Yes.
So the whole point of this race is to determine what system you couldn't live without, and I think most of the systems would all agree that you could live without the reproductive system.
Okay, wait. Now, reproductive, because this is not your hour, you heard the question, you can respond tomorrow, or you can respond now.
Boo boo.
Okay, so that reproductive, you heard the question. Integumentary, you have a question for skeletal or reproductive? Okay.
This question is for skeletal.
Skeletal.
Without the vitamin D synthesis, you would experience bone weakness and bone malformation. So if we were to fail, what would you do to counteract that?
Okay, same thing. She's present, but this is not her hour, so she can respond tomorrow to that question. Same thing with skeletal and reproductive. Make sure you have some rebuttals for them and questions for these. So now open to the floor to any question within the audience.
Yo, muscular,
Yes. Yes, you can do one more question before we open it to the audience.
Okay, we have a question for skeletal. We were walking around the school and we saw one of your posters, and one of your you listed like 5 things that y'all do for the body. One of them was you said that you make the body stand up. I disagree. Y'all do not do that. We do that. Without us, y'all would be on the floor because there's muscles in your head, neck, back, legs that are constantly making little minor adjustments that keep you up. Without us, a tiny gust of wind would knock you over.
Dang.
You can respond tomorrow. Or Monday, sorry.
Like today.
All right. You can ask the audience wants to ask a question.
muscular system. How do you use your muscles when someone is paralyzed?
So you're asking how we use the muscles when the muscles. You're asking how we would use the muscles when the muscles can't move. How do we respond to being unresponsive is what you're asking.
Chill, Leo.
And also, that question seems like it's attacked at us. Like, we're the reason we're paralyzed. That's because the nerves to the muscles were cut off or damaged.
Okay, thank you, muscular. Any other question for these 3 systems?
I'd also like to add on that there are still muscles going throughout the digestive system and the cardiovascular system.
Okay, let's pass the mic over here. We have one over here.
AJ, this is for you. Integumentary system. All right. Skin, hair, things like that, right? And you also about vitamin D synthesis, right? Okay. Vitamin D synthesis is only to the skin. Do we agree? Okay. The skin being a muscle, how does that make you any more important than muscular system? You're just a branch of it. Hey.
Good question.
Yes, we may be the largest organ of the body in making us partly muscular, but we are responsible for completely different things. We are the only system that can provide what we provide, along with the development of calcitriol, making us independent from the muscular system.
A follow-up question? Yes. Can we just let it be stated, though, for clarification, the skin is not a muscle?
Oh, I was just about to say that.
It's an organ. But it is
You just
tissue.
agreed that
It is
the
not a
skin was a
muscle.
muscle.
It's not. It's not. It's different epidermal layers.
We appreciate a president who knows a lot about their system, guys.
It's the epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. I know, but I just want clarification. Do you want your follow-up question, though, Scott? Okay, we had a question over here.
Come get the mic.
Why should you be president?
So, go down the line. Muscular system.
Okay, so we should be president because one, we give you movement. Muscles are your everyday. Everything you do is like mainly involved with movement. You breathe. Muscles in your muscles around your lungs are compressing and or contracting and expanding to cause you to breathe. There is to eat. There's muscles in your jaws. There's muscles in the digestive system. We also help regulate body temperature by shivering. We shiver to help keep you warm. We protect your internal organs because internal organ injuries are very fatal or can be. And the heart is a muscle. The main part of the cardiovascular system is a muscle, cardiac muscle. There's one more. Oh, we give you posture. We help you stand straight up, sit up. Without us, you wouldn't be able to sit up or stand up straight. You'd be on the ground. The nervous system, they would need us to send signals to. Without us, they wouldn't be able to give us signals to move. We wouldn't be able to move at all. We're just very important to a lot of other systems too.
Great, thank you, muscular. Cardiovascular.
You just need a strong leader.
So the reason why I believe that cardiovascular should be president is because without us, all the cells that need oxygen and nutrients wouldn't be able to get them, and basically you would die within. You would immediately go unconscious without us. Because we're the ones that deliver. Muscular, that their movements, we give them nutrients so they can be able to move. Not nutrients, but they need us to be able to move because we deliver the vital things that they need to be able to. But also that we maintain homeostasis by, first off, regulating your blood pressure, your blood flow, oxygen delivery, waste removal, which is very important because if your CO2 were to build up, that would end up leading to CO2 poisoning. But that's all I have right now. So
Thank you, cardiovascular. Integumentary.
I believe we should be the president of the human body because we are one of the few systems other than nervous system that cannot have any part of us really replaced. Because there are titanium bones with bone replacements. There are machines that can help keep a heart beating. Meaning the muscular system when needed for that. Parts of hearts have and can be replaced, and reproductive system, a lot of times people have that removed from them. We can also be given hormone shots or chemical shots to help replicate the endocrine system as well.
Thank you, Integumentary. Any other questions from the? Okay, we have one. We have two, three.
Okay, this one's the muscular system. So y'all mentioned that you can't stand up or like if your jaws are, I guess, responding to like being paralyzed and stuff. But what about modern day machines that can do that? Like bionic. Like if you had a bionic leg or a bionic arm or just any machines that can, are there machines that can do what muscles?
So what you're saying, I think there's machines that can take over for essentially most of almost every system. when you say machines that help people move, that wouldn't necessarily be the person doing the moving, though. That would be the machine moving the body. Not to mention, that's not actually part of your system. We're not voting for machines. We're voting for body systems.
Okay, we have a question right over here.
Y'all, you use iodine for a leg, for example.
The reason why skin would not have to be present on a bionic leg is because mechanical parts are not susceptible to infection. But where the bionic leg connects to the body would require to have skin on the muscle that connects to the body to help prevent infection inside.
Did we have a question? No? Okay. Any other questions? We have a question over here.
Well, if the integumentary system is the barrier, why can burns and cuts? Why does it get hurt when burns and cuts can't help itself, but other systems can? If that were not.
So we also promote self-healing, causing us to close those wounds, but if they were not there, they would sustain more damage. We also have multiple layers of skin helping with the burns you had mentioned, so that it does not permanently damage your muscle.
How exactly does the skin heal itself? I'm saying if there was no outside help from blood flow or the nervous system or even muscular system, how is the skin fully self-sufficient for healing itself?
Through the dopamine you get from the sun. Dopamine helps promote self-healing connected to the nervous system. All the bodies rely on
And
the part of someone else.
Ms. King will interject here as well by mitosis. When the cell regenerates, what we learned back in Bio 1.
Ms. King, I'm very glad you know that. I think maybe you should be the president of the Integumentary.
I absolutely agree. Anyone else have a question for the muscular, cardiovascular, and integumentary? All right, thank you for the debate.
Vote muscular.